Step aboard as we explore every deck of a budget European river cruise boat, uncovering hidden corners, stunning views, and a moment to forget for this passenger. Let's go. Good morning from the River Danube. That there is Romania, and that is Serbia, where we're currently docked aboard the MS Vivaldi, owned and operated by a French company, CroisiEurope. As you may have guessed, this is the sun deck, and during my cruise it wasn't the busiest of places all of the time. Only when you went through things like the Iron Gates did this get very, very busy. In terms of access up to here, there isn't a lift. You need to use the stairs, both either at the side of the boat or right down the back here. The two areas that you can see fenced off are for the crew, a small gym on the left and a seated area on the right. This small terrace area at the back of the upper deck leads into a bar. Now, during my cruise, I never saw this bar open, though in truth I didn't come here late at night, so it may well have been. But certainly in my time, I never saw it open. We now move on to the first area of cabins on board this boat. And there are 88 cabins on this boat that can accommodate up to 176 passengers. The boat itself was built in 2009 and is in the premium category vessel in the CroisiEurope fleet. As for the crew, well, there are up to 33 of them on board this boat. We're now approaching the centre of the boat, and you can see the deck below, just beneath this very colourful chandelier. The two glass sliding doors either side lead to stairs which will take you back up towards the sun deck or down a floor as well. Coming up on the right is the lift which connects this floor and the two we're about to see on this video. If you're wondering why it was so quiet aboard, well, you kind of got the clue at the shot at the top of the boat. This was early in the morning before breakfast and before the boat was about to head to Romania. The final part of this deck tour is to see this door. Through it, the bridge for the boat. If you're enjoying this video and you'd like to see more of my Danube cruise, to not miss out, reach out and tickle that old subscribe button. This is the lounge bar. Welcome drinks, farewell drinks, karaoke, discos, quizzes. They all happened here, and it's quite a good place in the air conditioning to chill out if you didn't want to go outside in the warm weather. The bar is just ahead, and on the left hand side you can probably just about make out where you can get your water, but please make sure you do it correctly, unlike this guy. Because your cabin is less than a minute's walk from any public area, there's only one public toilet, and they are here on the left hand side. This is the central reception area on the boat, up there on the right hand side. On the left is where you can see information about the places that we're about to visit. There are plenty of stairs to get up and down between the decks, including just here on the left hand side. As we head towards the restaurant, I'd love to know what you make of this boat, and if you could recommend any other companies to use when going on a European river cruise. Now, I couldn't get into the restaurant at this time in the morning, so here are some shots of me leaving the restaurant at another time of day. Breakfast, well, that is a buffet, but lunch and dinner is a long 3-course meal with frankly as much alcohol as you really want to consume as well. I'll review what I made of the food on board the boat in a later video. Rather confusingly, this is the main deck. This is the deck where I had my cabin, which we'll see in a moment or two. As you can see, it's a long corridor. Not much really to see here. If you're a corridor fan, then this is a deck you'll really enjoy. But really, in truth, this is where a lot of the cabins were, like I said, including mine. Now that I've spent 10 nights in this room, I think I can give you a better understanding of what this cabin is like. Well, first of all, let's have a look at the setup. And the double bed, or two twins pushed together, are not facing the windows. I know that's something that quite a few people like to see these days, but it's parallel with the windows, and it's a decent sized room. Air conditioning has worked really well, and this is really important to you on a Croisi ship. This is the speaker coming through to the cabin, and trust me, sometimes you'll want to have this set quite low. Next up, let's have a look at the bathroom. How if I turn the light on? So the shower, very powerful. Good water pressure, good heat, no complaints about that. And then the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. A couple of things that have grated on the trip. PowerPoints. There's just one really available to you in an open space. That's this one. There are two more for the lights, but obviously they're not the easiest to reach. So there is a lack of PowerPoints in the cabin. I've managed to make do with charging with my cameras and the like, but if you've got a lot of things to charge, you have to probably shuttle them through the PowerPoint. And the other thing, which I don't think has been something that other cabins have had, I've had this little unique box pointing out from the wall. Now, I know from looking at some other cabins they haven't had this. You would not believe, or maybe you would, how many times I've kicked that box. Let's have a look at the storage then. The first cupboard, very simple, safe to set, very similar to anything you'll have used elsewhere, but a decent amount of space in there. And this, which in the summer you don't really bring a lot of shirts and jumpers, is the wardrobe. There is one other cupboard to show you down here, where I've kept my laptop and my snacks, crisps, but it's a decent size. If there's two of you in the room, there's plenty of space. And finally, your room with a view. I am on the bottom of 3 decks, room 109, and this, on a Danube River cruise, is my view. I hope this video has proved helpful. If you'd like to compare it to a coastal express cruise in Norway or a big cruise ship, on the screen now are a couple of videos from my time on board those ships.